Hello, Music Fundamentals class. So this is the classwork that we would maybe have covered on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and it's not due until a week from Tuesday. So if you're busy with other things, don't worry about it. And again, I'm going to do selected ones on each of 2 pages, and the same scale would be on the other page in a different clef. So for example, D major, we want to follow this pattern of whole and half steps. So D up a whole step is E, E up a whole step is F sharp, F sharp up a whole step is G sharp, G sharp up a half step is, well, we don't want a G sharp because we want to go up a half step at this point. Ha ha, just kidding. Okay, D, E, F sharp, then up a half step is G. Up a whole step is A, up a whole step is B, up a whole step is C sharp, and up a half step is D. So this scale has 2 sharps. Now we know the name of it because it starts on a D, so we call it D major. And it has 2 sharps, so you just do the first 2 sharps that are in the key signature here, F sharp and C sharp. This one is B flat. B flat up a whole step is C, C up a whole step is D, D up a half step is E flat up a whole step is F, F up a whole step is G, G up a whole step is A, and A up a whole step is B flat. So you only want to think about either that one or that one flat. So this has got 2 flats. Now we know the name of it because the first note is B flat. So this is B flat major. And we want to take the first 2 flats, like the key signature there, B flat and E flat. These are the treble clef. And then we have E here. So E up a whole step is F sharp. F sharp up a whole step is G sharp. G sharp up a half step is A. A up a whole step is B. B up a whole step is C sharp. C sharp up a whole step is D sharp, and D sharp up a half step is E. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So the name of the scale is E major, and it has 4 sharps. So we take the first 4 sharps from up here, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. Now these other scales have their bass clef equivalent on the next page, and you can just transpose those to the treble clef. So here's the second page that I'm showing you for what would be classwork on Tuesday. This note right here is a G. So G up a whole step is A, up a whole step is B, up a half step is C, up a whole step is D, up a whole step is E, up a whole step is F sharp, and up a half step is G. Those should have gone down. The tonic note is G, so this is a G major scale, and it only has 1 sharp, so we'll go with the first sharp, remembering we're in the bass clef now. This one we didn't do on the other side. This is one with lots of sharps. F sharp up a whole step is G sharp. G sharp up a whole step is A sharp. A sharp up a half step is B. B is the only note in F sharp major that doesn't have a sharp on it. B up a whole step is C sharp. C sharp up a whole step is D sharp, and D sharp up a whole step is E sharp, and E sharp up a half step is F sharp. And we know that this is an F sharp, so that's the name of the scale. F sharp major. We don't have to count both sharps on the top and bottom. So we think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just write in the first 6 sharps here. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp. And the last one is A flat. Up a whole step is B flat. Up a whole step is C. Up a half step is D flat, up a whole step is E flat, up a whole step is F, up a whole step is G, up a whole step is A flat. We don't have to count both flats, both A flats. So 1, 2, 3, 4 flats, and of course we know the first note is A flat, and that is the name of the scale. A flat major. So the first 4 flats here, E flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. So hopefully that just gives you a sense of, we've done so many scales, but scales then branch out into chords, key signatures, intervals, understanding how people write a piece, what's important, what are the important notes. Then we get to something a little more complicated. But they give you key signatures, so you don't have to worry about adding sharps or flats. So a triad is made up of 3 notes. Let me get my handy dandy magnetic thing here. So if we're going to have, say, a triad on G, we'd have a G and a B and a D. And this is the root. This is a third above the root, so they call it the third. And this is a fifth above the root, so they call it a fifth. So everything's measured from the root. The root, the third, the fifth. And all they're asking you to do here is fill out the triad, understanding that, for example, this is the root. So if this is the root, then you do a note in the space above it, a third away, and the note a third above that note, which is then a fifth above the root. Here's another root. And then after I demonstrate these, I'd put it on pause and do all the rest of the roots. So the root is on the bottom, and this is a space note, so the other 2 will also be space notes. This is a third above the root, this is a fifth above the root. So then you go do this one. There's only one other root one here, because they want to practice the other stuff. Okay, this is a third, meaning this is the middle note. The third is in the middle. So it's a space note, so you want to add the root, which is on the space below it, and the fifth, which is on the space above it. Root, third, fifth. Another third one is over here. So you want to add a note on the line below it for the root, and the line above it for the fifth. And so now put it on pause, do all the third ones, so you remember the third means it's the third chord factor, it's the note in the middle. So you have to draw a note. If the third is a line note, then all the rest will be line notes. Here's the third that's a line note, I'll do it. So a line below it and a line above it, because the others were spaces. So then do all the thirds so you don't get mixed up. Then fifths. Fifths means it's the note on top. So this is a line note, so you do a line note below that and a line note below that. Here's a fifth that's a space note. It's the one on top. The fifth is the one on top. We're in close position. So the space below that and the space below that. And yeah, well, there's probably other things that you need to know, but they're not being helpful. So this one sounds like that. That one sounds like that. I don't know why they did that. That would have to have a sharp to B major. I will not grade you on whether you get these all completely right. Because this one, if it's going to be a major triad, has to have a sharp here and a sharp there. And that one has to be a flat. Yeah, don't worry about adding sharps or flats. We're just going to say close position triads of some sort. So that's it for Tuesday. And you have a week to do it, or worst case scenario, by the end of the semester before finals week. So the next video will be for Thursday.